All right, so you're in for a real treat with our next presentation. Everybody, please give a very warm welcome to TV Guide Magazine West Coast Bureau Chief Jim Halterman, who's going to tell you all about our next session. Make some noise for Jim.
Oh my God, how's your D23? This is my first time here. This is amazing. So I love this. Thank you all for being here. Hopefully you've all signed up for the service, which starts November 2nd. There's sign-up seats everywhere over there. One of the new shows that's dropping on November 12th is The World According to Jeff Goldblum. It's a Disney Plus original from the folks at Nat Geo, so that's a good thing. Whether you know him from movies, music, online, Cooking with Jeff, if you've watched it, you will see in this series that his curiosity knows no bounds. Please help me welcome Jeff Goldblum.
M-O-U-S-E.
Mickey Mouse!
Donald Duck.
Mickey Mouse!
Donald Duck. Ah, that's so funny. Oh. Hey, hi. The great Jim Halterman. Your name used to be, it was originally Halter Top.
I've been called Halter Top my whole life.
I'm sorry.
You're not the first.
Sorry. Nice to see you. Thanks all for coming. Look at this. It's like a music festival, and here's our in front of stage. Thank you so much for coming.
So Jeff,
Yes, sir.
you're a busy guy. You have a lot on your plate. How did The World According to Jeff Goldblum come to you? How did it get started? The show.
Jim, here's what happened. I'm here to talk about this show called The World According to Jeff Goldblum. It's coming out on Disney. There it is on Disney Plus, November 12th. There are 12 episodes. You know what happened? I think not that anybody wants me to tell this, but I did it. There's this Nat Geo show because it's National Geographic made this show, and Disney Plus is now. What's it mean?
They're a family.
It's a family. It's a family. I did last year or whenever it was, a couple of years ago. They have this show Explorer, National Geographic Explorer. They were going through a cycle whereby they were having some types like me take over the hosting duties of a couple episodes or 3, which I did. Anyway, that's how I got ensconced and otherwise got a foothold, a toehold in that Nat Geo family, and we had a good time together, and I think it came out of that. It came out of that. What the hell is happening? So that's what happened, and then they had this idea, and then we started to talk about it, and there we go. We got a show.
So the show is 30 minutes, and every episode is a new topic. I saw a couple of the episodes. You guys are going to love the show. But first, I want to talk, because the one thing that jumped out at me watching the episodes was how curious you are. And it's a beautiful...
In what sense?
You ask all the right questions when you're talking to people in the show.
Oh, I'm curious about the world around me. I see what you mean.
Which makes for a great show. But where did that start? Is that just who you've always been? Was this from when you were a young lad? When did you start being so curious, Jeff Goldblum?
Well, I'm curious, but everybody's curious. You guys are all curious, I'm sure. I now have, about one thing or another, maybe not about everything, but about something. I'm sure you could all confess to being extra curious about something. Isn't that true? Yeah, I know. Me too. And I think it's natural to all of us. I have, believe it or not, now 2 little boys. I've got a 4-year-old and a 2-year-old. The cutest little boys you've ever seen. Well, they are naturally, I don't think it's that they're taking after me or anybody in particular. They are naturally, as you know, I'm sure you know, wildly curious. In fact, the second one, River, has this thing he did yesterday. He's so passionate. He has such an overload, an excess of joy and ecstasy that he goes into these spasms of excitement where he just kind of shakes. It's not. I don't think it's alarming. I don't think it's medical. I don't think there's anything of that. But he did this thing yesterday where I was going to take them to school for the first time in a little while because I've been working. And I think that and everything else, he was so excited. He squats. He does this thing where he squats. Their bodies are amazing. And he just did this for about 30 seconds. He went. Oh, he just does that. Anyway, and curious. So it's ecstasy and slash curiosity, etc., etc. You know what I mean, Jelly Bean? You do? Okay.
But in the show, you talk a little bit about yourself as a young boy and what your father would say to you because of your curiosity. Can you tell that story?
Well, yeah, you mentioned it backstage. Yeah, there's a moment. The whole show is extemporaneous. It's all sort of improvisatore, and I make up things even when talking to the camera about what we're going through. And there's an episode that we saw. One of them is ice cream, which I saw again. The most complete cut I saw on the way here in the car. I tell you, I like this show. I'm no salesperson. I'm no pitchman. I wouldn't be saying this otherwise. And nobody else may have this feeling, but I get a kick out of this show, seeing this show, and I was not only amused and interested and educated, but moved. I found that show from the start and the way it finishes I got choked up. I was very touched by it. It's very sweet. In any case, at one point in that show, I say, oh yeah, I'm learning something, I'm interested in something, and we're going to follow some line of curiosity here, and geez, I'm getting excited. As my father used to say to me, the kid is stimulated. He actually said that on one occasion when I first discovered acting, actually. And I'd come back from Carnegie Mellon University, I'm from Pittsburgh, and I was different and he'd ever seen me before. I think I was talking about what I'd learned and this and that, and he said in front of me to my mom, wow, and in a way that was sort of impressed, he was impressed and pleased. He said, the kid is stimulated, something like that, as I remember, and I remember that, you know.
Well, so one episode is ice cream. I saw an episode of all about sneakers.
Sneakers, yes, I know that here there's a whole other show dedicated to sneakers. So, you know, when we take our half hour, I think it might be an unusual and interesting half hour on sneakers, yeah. Are you interested in sneakers at all? Yeah. Are you interested in ice cream also? Yeah. People like ice cream.
Where are those subjects coming from? Do you have a hand in that, or is somebody else creating those subjects?
Oh, yes. There's a fella here, he's probably right here watching us, although I can't see him to see a face. There he is, he's Arif Nur Mohammed. He's there with Mike Abrams, and Keith Addis is right there, I see it. Terry is there. So Arif has the biggest part, he's the visionary, he's the head of, he did One Strange Rock for National Geographic. They're the experts, they're the 8th degree black belt masters in documentary storytelling and filmmaking. Anyway, he and the people at Nat Geo had an idea about what subjects might be interesting, ran them by us. You know, I had some vote in it, you know, early on. As we've gone on since then, I have now a kind of a more proactive and educated idea about what we might want to do if we do more. But in any case, that first round of things, they had a lot of ideas and we had some input too, yeah.
For a show like Ice Cream, the research must have been a lot of fun to kind of think about, oh, well, how do we want to explore this? How do you approach the research, or how does the team explore the research that goes into the episodes?
Well, the team is the cream of the crop. They do many things and then pass me snippets of something that I look into enough not to be stupid, but really the premise of the show is because it's the world according to Jeff Goldblum, I think, at least this is what I was thinking this morning, now that I know the show better. It's me, as with all the information and experience that my life has entailed up till this point, now plopping me into the world of and an exploration of one thing or another. It's not as if I do some extra homework, research, bone up on it so that I can then pretend to know something about it and then tell you or something. No, it's not like that. I have whatever associations I've had or past experience with it, and that's it. And then I kind of encounter interesting people around these subjects, and you see me. You know, you go along with me if you're so inclined, and we have this experience together. That's the idea. But I come at it, it's all a surprise to me. I don't even meet the people, you know, or see the places, you know, before they turn on the camera. It's all me kind of like a chick popping out of its shell.
And who did you get to sit down with for the ice cream episode? I was very impressed with the two people you got to sit down with.
I got to meet, they set up an interview with me and Ben and Jerry. They're real Ben and Jerry. But it's not as if, no, I didn't do research where I tried every flavor of every ice cream. No, that would have been fun, and now I'd be, you know, in the hospital or something. But no, in fact, even Ben and Jerry, I hadn't tried every flavor, so I have a conversation with starstruck as I am with them. I have a conversation with them, and they, I think with them, I'm introduced for the first time to a couple of the flavors that you all must know, you know, Chubby Hubby or Cherry Garcia or a couple of those things that I'd never tasted before. Yeah, so on camera you get to see me try out these flavors. They're very fun, those guys, really fun, and politically, socially, culturally sophisticated and strong-minded and progressive, and I like them very much. They're the only ice cream manufacturers who have their own foreign policy, I do believe. Not true, just a joke.
All I know is I watched that episode last night. I was by Salt and Straw and I had to get ice cream because of your episode. I watched.
Salt and Straw. I like Salt and Straw. I had actually been in there one time before in Los Angeles on, yeah, that's where we are, on Santa Monica or something. I had one flavor, but I met the guy who created that company, creates all the flavors. I went to the laboratory, you know, place where kitchen where he makes all the things, and I went to the woods around his place in the Pacific Northwest, and we did what he does, forage for natural ingredients with which to make new ice cream flavors. And we picked a couple, and we came up with a new ice cream flavor called Goldblum something. How about that? That was fun.
What are some of the other topics in the show?
Something off the top of my head, let me see. Denim, RVs, jewelry, makeup, swimming pools, etc., etc. I'm forgetting a few, but you know, you like that? Yeah.
So because you don't meet the subjects.
Oh, I know. Tattoos.
We posted, if you go on TVinsider.com, we posted some first look pictures from the show, and one of you is you're giving a tattoo. You're not getting one.
I get to give somebody a tattoo. I get the instrument and I put it on. You want me to do something on you? I will. Let's meet and I'll do it immediately. Yeah, how about that? Also, barbecuing, we do. In any case, there you go. Yeah, I do it. I went to, you know where I did it? I went back to Pittsburgh, where I'm from. And they have every year for the last couple of years a Jeff Goldblum day in this one tattoo parlor where they give you only on that day Jeff Goldblum tattoos. So I got to do a few strokes on one of my Jeff Goldblum tattoos on somebody's calf. Yeah.
I know. So you said you don't meet the subjects that you're talking to beforehand. Do you have expectations going into it? Like for something about tattoos, what was your expectation before you started filming?
Well, I have all my own prejudices and experiences and, you know, ideas and, you know, which are multi-layered and faceted. You know, for instance, do you imagine, you don't see me, you only see this part of it. Do you imagine that I've ever had a tattoo? What do you think? Applause for, yes, I do have a tattoo. Applause for no, I do not have a tattoo. About 50-50. What would you say?
I say yes.
Where do you think it is and what do you think it is on?
I think this is a children's. I'm guessing your arm. Maybe you have something on your arm.
Really? What do you think it's of?
Wow.
It's of me, Jeff Goldblum.
A dinosaur, a Jurassic dinosaur.
Yeah, interesting. Rich. You can't wait for Jurassic World, yeah. Yeah, me too. Well, I won't reveal. I won't tell whether I have a tattoo or not. Although, look at it.
Now, for the show, it also appeared that you were traveling all over the country for subjects and that.
Bing, bang, bing, coast to coast. I went all over America, more than I've ever traveled my whole life. This last summer has been an immersive kind of summer camp excursion of, wow, I never thought I'd be doing this kind of thing.
Did it change or alter your perception of our country and the people in our country because you saw so many of them?
I love our country, I love the people in our country, and I see grand things for its future. I think we're going to move forward and change is coming, change is in the wind. How long was I like that? I have these psychic channeling trances sometimes.
Well, because I'm just going to throw it out there. I think this show will have a very long life. From what I've seen, I love it. Are there things that you didn't get to do in season 1 that you're hoping you can do in season 2 and 3 and beyond? Or any subjects that you haven't gotten to?
There are so many things that I'm curious about and interested in. Geez, well, I'd be interested in taking suggestions, but off the top of my head, wow, pizza, professional wrestling, the future of the automobile, magic. Magic of all kinds, magic. I don't know, does any of that sound appealing? What would you say? Yell out something, yell out a subject you'd like to see. We're doing all of those. That's our season, next season. Those are the ones we're doing. What are you guys doing here? What are you two here, Joe? What are you most excited about Disney-wise? Me? Aw, you sweet guy. Hey, I have a band. Anybody who's interested, I play jazz music. Not to promote that, I just want to see you again and have more time with you. We have an album coming out November 1st on Decca. Another one. But we play when I'm back, when I'm free again, every week at a place called Rockwell in Los Feliz. So come find out when we're there. Jeff Goldblum, the Mildred Snitzer Orchestra, and I'll see you there, and we'll take pictures together, all of us.
That includes me. I can come.
You will be the guest of honor. Yes.
Tell me, you've worked with Nat Geo before. Disney Plus is a brand new thing. What are you excited about that you're a part of the launch? You're one of the many things that are launching on November 12th. How do you feel about that?
I can't believe it. I feel like Magellan, or who else launched something? Anyway, a Pioneer, Sacagawea, Lewis and Clark. I'm very excited. Disney, Nat Geo, tippity top, as I've already said, in combination with Disney Plus. I mean, geez, Disney, not only Disney, but Disney Plus. Plus what? What's that mean? I don't even know what that means. But it means something more. You have ideas? I'm excited. I mean, Disney, geez, from when I was a kid, that was a big part of my life. I watched Fantasia, I watched Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, I saw Lady and the Tramp, then I saw The Absent-Minded Professor with Fred McMurray, Flubber, flying cars, put on the bottoms of those sneakers, the team jumping up and down. Flubber, I couldn't believe it. And then the TV shows, I watched the TV show every week. The world is a carousel of color. And then I would see, how about that Zorro? Zorro was Disney, wasn't it? Guy Williams, that's what I was trying to remember. Guy Williams. I wanted to be Zorro. I had a sword with a piece of chalk at the end, and I did that all over the house. ZZZ. And then there was a show, you probably won't remember, they had a show later called Scarecrow. Patrick McGowan, who was in The Prisoner, did a thing called Scarecrow, and this theme song went, Scarecrow, Scarecrow, the king of the big knocks. All feared his name. That was it. I sang that all around the house all the time. Anyway, Disney, me, I love it. It's a dream come true. And wasn't I part of that Thor Ragnarok thing? So I'm already into Disney. That's Disney.
I do want to, we talked a little bit about this backstage. I want to ask, what does everybody think of Jeff's shirt?
This is its maiden voyage. I've never worn this before. I tore the tags off, just today. This is it. It's clean as a whistle. You like it? Yeah. Thank you. And my tie.
Going back to the show, the other episode I saw was the sneakers episode, which I learned then because I didn't know there was a sneaker con. I know it's a big business, but
I didn't know there was a sneaker con like this. I went to it as part of the show.
Tell me about going to that and just seeing what that world was like.
It was like this, only everybody was there for sneakers. And they had in a satchel or a backpack a big pile of cash, because all the transactions are there, which you can do that day, are done with cash. Amazing. And sneakers go for like $15,000 there. Certain kind of specialty sneakers, unbelievable. From and this is just in the last few decades. When I was a kid, there was like two kinds of sneakers.
Yeah.
That's it. Amazing what's happened. Oh my God.
Well, and again, you got to meet some guys that make these sneakers, and that's their job. Their job is to make these elaborate sneakers. You talk about that, who you met, and
yes,
what you learned.
I meet this guy who makes ones of a kind sneakers for it's athletes and this and that. And I met with him and I picked out some material and I got some ideas, and he made a pair of sneakers just for me. It was kind of fantastic. It's unbelievable. The whole sneaker world is really, really something.
Well, and that's what I liked about the show, is that the subjects are things we all relate to. Whether it's, you had a bicycle episode, I know.
Oh, bicycles, that's right. We did an episode on bicycles. And I got, believe it or not, like the sneakers thing, I got a new bicycle out of that. And I haven't owned a bicycle in my adult life for a long time. And Charlie, the 4-year-old, just started to learn how to ride a bicycle. I'm getting a bicycle they're going to ship me, they say, very soon. And he and I are going to ride on that bicycle.
So is it the same thing where they build it to your frame and everything?
Well, it wasn't custom like that. It wasn't bespoke like that. But it was, he figured that it was Detroit bikes. I went to Detroit, where there's a big burgeoning bicycle operation, and one of the big ones is Detroit bikes. And he figured exactly my size and got something that was really beautiful bike. I can't wait to have that. You'll see me around the streets. Next time you see me, that's all I'll be traveling on my bike.
Well, so November 12th.
November 12th, yes sir. It's coming out. It's going to be, what do? You go on your streaming service?
I was going to ask you.
I don't know, that's a good question. Somebody will know here. Disney, we'll figure it out. It's here.
Yeah, they're right there, yeah.
They're the people to talk to. They're right there. Those people will tell you how to find it. November 12th.
Yes. And I do know there's a really great deal right now. I don't know exactly the details, but if you sign up this weekend, you're going to save a lot of money.
Oh.
So this is something, if you want it, sign up.
I'll tell you this, not only did I like that show I saw today and all the shows I've seen so far, and I'm having a great time making it, but I showed the trailer. There's a trailer to it that you'll see later today or something. If you show up at 3:30 or something, we're going to unveil the trailer. My wife saw it, Emily saw it 2 days ago. There's a moment in it, they did a very nice job of cutting it. I gave them some raw material and did a lot of fun stuff. Anyway, it's scenes from the show, and there's a scene from the show, there's a moment in it that my wife laughed harder at than she's ever laughed at anything that I've ever done that she's seen me do. And she kept laughing at it, and then she showed it to somebody today, including our 2 boys, who are usually denied screen time, no screen time with them. We saw it, And she laughed again, and then Charlie, the oldest, saw it and said, as soon as it was over, again. I just wanted to keep seeing it again. So that's an unsolicited testimonial, and there you go. In my house, it's tracking very high.
The trailer comes out later today, so keep an eye out for that. So we're going to wrap things up, but it's November 12th, the world according to Jeff Goldblum. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.